Hey guys, this is Garies. Welcome back to another episode of Survival or Done. We are back here in Minecraft Plus, and today we are continuing our railroad system. So this is, I think, part 3, and today we are going to start doing the selection, or the destination selection wall. So in the previous episode I showed you, or not in the previous episode, in a previous episode I showed you the Minecraft basics of how to switch tracks. And I showed you switching them on and off, and it will switch tracks depending on where it is. Okay, so we are going to make or change this up. We are not going to use levers. What we are going to use, we are going to use buttons. Okay, so a button doesn't have a on or a off. So once you press a button and you let it go, it will stop the signal, and the track, wherever it is in the distance, will switch back immediately. But there is a way to change that. But before we get to that, I just want to show you what I've done. So there's a 9 outputs from the 9 selections. So we can obviously increase this how we need, so we can have another 3 here, another 3 here, if we see we need more than 9 destinations. To be honest, I've never used more than 5 destinations in the past. Well, that was not on cam, so it doesn't count, right? So yes, so 9 destinations I think is more than enough. And yeah, so I've let all of them come down, so each one comes down in some way or another. So this is a bottom row, this is a left one, middle, right, same here. Why did I do you like that? Okay, well, this is a middle row, left, middle, right, and top row, left, middle, right. Okay, so I used different methods of getting the signal down. This one is just a basic spiral. So just let the redstone run down. And then this one's at the end, where I ran into space with the space issue with the hoppers. So this one is easy. It has a redstone torch there, that signal on top, so it doesn't switch that one on. As soon as it switches that one on, it switches this one off, and then it basically does the same thing as an inverter. Okay, so these 3 was off and these 6 was on, so I changed them because they actually just ran straight down, and so they were on, and I wanted them all to have the same signal, which is off in the current off state. So if we go back up, see the buttons is off, or the levers is off. Okay, wonder if I can, let's see, I think we might be able to see this one. You see it there, it switches, so now it's on, now it's off. So if we change this one out with a button, you will get this exact same thing, on and off, on and off. But now, how are we turning this signal into a constant power or constant signal? Let me show you how we do that. So this will be our first redstone tutorial. That's not basic, it's more of a, it's not, definitely not advanced. So let's say introduction. So you get the basic, introduction, and then advanced. So introduction course. Okay. So first of all, we need to have a sticky piston that side, and 1, 2, and a sticky piston that side. Okay. Then we are going to use 2 blocks like this. Okay. And we are going to put a redstone torch here. Okay. Now we have a problem. Okay. This will be the signal that it gets in either one of the 2. It doesn't matter which one you want to use. So we'll put buttons on here. So each one will represent something else. So let's say the right side is our selection board. So here's the 9 buttons. We want to go to this thing. So if we press this button, okay, it will send a signal and it will go into this block. It will switch off this redstone torch, and that will retract that piston. Okay, you see. So, but how do we convert that into a signal? Easy. We put a redstone block. Okay, redstone block also produces a redstone signal. Okay, pretty much the same as a redstone torch, but with the added bonus that you can move it up and down and left and right. Okay, so now if you put a torch here, it doesn't do anything. So if you press this, nothing happens. Okay, if we press this redstone torch will switch off, which will retract this piston, and since this torch is on, it will extend that piston, changing the position of the redstone block. So let's do that. See, and if we go back this side, it switches back to this side. So this, I think this is what they call a T flip-flop. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, well, this is a easy, quick way of using a button to switch something on and off. Okay, so now we've selected this side. So this is a destination selection board. So now we need to use this as the destination. So let's do this. Okay, so now our destination is selected. Now we reset our destination and the piston retracts. Okay, now we want to choose our destination and our destination is selected. Okay, so you can get that. Okay, so now how are we going to reset it? Okay, so down wherever we want to go. So our railroad will come and then it will split off to two sides. Okay, so this is the junction. Underneath it's going to be a redstone torch which switches between left and right depending on which selection we select. So not immediately, about 2 or 3 blocks further than that we're going to make another detector rail. So we saw in the previous episode, if a minecart goes over a detector rail, it sends a redstone signal out. So this redstone signal will send back to the reset and it won't select. Usually if we do that, we must be careful depending on what the default state is of the destination, but we'll figure that out as we go. But either way, you know what we can do, because that is going to take a lot of redstone. We have to send a signal to the junction and then another signal back for each junction. Okay, I thought of this. Each junction's signal can run to the same reset signal, and this one line of signal can run back. Okay, the reason for this is the reset signal, we can reset everything because it doesn't matter. Okay, but now I'm thinking, why not put the reset signal right here? The detector rail right here. So as soon as we jump off, the cart will come down, it will run back, and this one signal can come down here and it resets all the destinations. So it doesn't matter. Let me show you back up top. Okay, so if we just choose a destination, if we hit a reset signal, it will reset the selection. Okay, but even if we didn't have a selection on one of those selection mechanisms we're going to build, nothing will happen. Okay, so we can send a reset signal to all 9 destinations to reset the selector, or all 9 selectors basically. So that means nothing, it won't break. So we can just reset all of them. So as soon as we get back into our train station and we get off the track and the cart gets put away in the pest dispenser, to put it that way, it will automatically reset. And I think that's a better idea to do it. Then we know for a fact nothing will go wrong, which is good. Okay, yes, let me quickly break this down, go to sleep, and I'll meet you back in the selection room. Okay, everything collected, and I want to show you this. I decided against the trip wire because with that connection right here, sometimes if you climb here, it misses, or climb out right here, it misses the trigger and it doesn't go away. So I replace it with 2 stone pressure plates, so it will always trigger. So just FYI on that one. Let's jump down here. Okay. So, as I said, let's put a detector rail right here. We can actually do it right there. And, okay, so this signal over there changes where the card goes immediately after departure. Okay, so it will always go left. This is going to be the default, just FYI. So this is going to be the default location going left. So if we forgot to select a destination, this thing won't change. So what we'll do, every destination that we will select will change this as well. So we'll have a signal running into this block to change it so that we know, listen, it changes back. Because what's going to happen if we depart and no destination is selected, so we know, okay, we come back here, which is fine. Then we don't just go off in a random location and waste time. And the other thing is why this will be default. So that signal, oh, come on, that signal that changes the track once we selected a destination needs to trigger on each destination selected so as to change around, because otherwise what happens now, if we come back, the card will come here and this will already be a card here. So we want it to change that way, and then also that will help with the reset. So with this reset signal, it will cancel this signal and put it back to default. Okay, so let's set up one. I think it's this one. So let me set up a selection quickly, one of those that I made outside, and we'll just use this one as the example because everybody knows now how to switch tracks. So I'm going to do this quickly, and then the rest I will do off cam. So we already have a railroad going to zombies, but we also want one going to the slime, and I think we can use the same switch over down at the bottom. We can just let it go left and loop back to the slime part, and then we can set up a slime farm in the future as well. And we can also set up a skeleton one over there because we want bones for our tree farm. Maybe we should do that one first. That one is a bit further away, and then we can go right that way. Spiders, I'm not sure if we're going to set that up, maybe in the future, but not now. We don't need string as much now, but we need a lot of skeletons, a lot of bones. But the spawner over there, we're going to even do it differently than the zombie farm because we want the resources only. We don't care about the XP farming part of that. So we will AFK, just gather a couple of bones, grab it, come back, and that's it. But we'll do that in a later episode. For now, we need to finish the selection board. Okay, so as I said, that exact same thing we set up on the outside, we're going to set up here. I can maybe do it on cam, why not? Okay, so change that one. We put a there. Okay, this won't work. It's too close to each other. Okay, I'll work out exactly how we're going to set this up in the future. So we'll have you there, we'll have you there. And then this will be the signal going from this one. Okay, we are going to... Don't know if that will work actually, but that's okay. We'll test that now. Put another one of these. There we go. Torches, there we go, and there we go. Okay, so you will... Yeah, this is not going to work. Because as soon as this powered... it won't switch back. Oh, it does. Okay. Oh, then it's fine. Then it can work. Okay, cool. Maybe something changed. Okay. So this will work now. Okay, so you'll see it's on default location or destination, which is just here. If we click this button, it will switch down there. Oh, I need to wire up the reset as well. Let me quickly go grab a detector. Okay, I know it's already a default, so it's actually now in the reset position, which is fine. Oh wait, this is the selection. Yeah, this is the selection. Sorry, my bad. Oh, come on. Hey, those silverfish. Why don't they attack me? Ah, well, sort it out later. Okay. So now the destination is selected. This will... Ooh, how are we going to change this? This will work, I think. Just change this to the different side. Actually, we can maybe do this. Okay. Okay, let me just see if this works before I explain exactly what I'm doing. I'm kind of going as I'm... or thinking as I'm going. Just close this in case things go. Okay, so we went off, we're coming back. Okay, we're going to test that now. And then when it comes back, we need to put the detector earlier. And that will trigger that, sending a reset signal. I wonder if this is far enough. Don't know actually. Let's do it that way in case. Okay, so we need to actually drive. So I'm going to do a joyride. So we're going out. I don't know. I can't stop. Usually you can stop, but I think I have too much power rails. Okay, at the XP farm, climb off, do our thing. Let's go back to base. Okay, we're going through a water tunnel. Okay, now we'll turn right. Once we get off, we'll see that resets, and this changes back. Awesome, and we have our quick. Usually I can see. Ah, missed it. Was too long. Okay, so that's basically the selection. We'll select and we will go back. I'm just going to put the button here for testing so that we know we can reset it manually. We don't have to drive away and come back every time. Otherwise, that's going to waste a lot of time. Okay, so once again, it selects, it turns that thing around. So in this position, this piston is engaged. So all these other signals that we'll send will just tie in directly. So let's say this one has a redstone torch and it will go down, just tie in to this one. Whoops. Okay, so that won't work. These things are tough. They killed me already a few times. I don't know when they started adding them to the normal world. I usually just add them in the end dungeon thingy. Because there, okay. So this is easy to bypass actually. You can just put one there, and then that still connects, but it won't connect to this one. But I don't think this will still work though. Yep, doesn't send it into that block, but I will make a plan to do that. But just as an FYI how we do it, and so while it sends a signal this way, it will also run down towards the junctions because it needs to be on to change that. Okay, and then it comes back, it resets, and this is off. Okay, so as I said, this reset signal will go to each of the selectors, and each selector will also go to this destination because it needs to change. Otherwise we'll go in a loop the whole time. And that's kind of the idea. Okay, so let me finish all the selectors. I think I'll need to break out a larger area. This actually, I know it was too deep, so I just gave it to a single space. I worked it out wrong. It needs to be too wide. Okay, maybe I'll redo this whole area. That might work. Maybe I should do all of them like this. Because I'll need to give two spaces in between, not a space and a second one. I think that's where I miscounted. So I gave a space and then on a second one, space, second one. And I needed to do two spaces and on a third one, then it works out. Because the signal I can actually also grab it from underneath. You don't have to grab it from the side as I did there. You can just grab it from underneath. See, it will grab the signal. Okay, let's use this one. Okay, so once we select it, it will pull the signal from underneath. And then when we reset it, it goes away. So we don't have to be together. So this block can be in front of that signal, then this main system is on the front, then it goes out. Yes, let me redo this whole area and I'll bring you back once it's done. Okay, this took much longer than I anticipated. It's now about, what, 2-3 hours later, but we are done. I think we're done. I might have missed something somewhere or another, but I think I have everything covered. Okay, so reset signal comes down, goes that way, and it goes over here. So one going over here resets this one, and this one, and it stops. Okay, the reason why I let it stop here is because we need to pull the signal from these redstone blocks to decide to run down our signal hallway, whatever we're going to call that. And the other one, so I don't want to let this run. I can actually let it just run above here. Could have, oh well, which I didn't. Okay, so it comes down there. Let me show you how that works. So it goes into that block, which will power this block, sending it down through here into this block, switching the signals up and down, showed you guys that too many times, so you're probably sick of that. I'll gladly show you if you want to get a recap on that. Okay, so when a switch gets pushed, okay, so let's push the first one bottom right. Okay, I need to swap out the switches still. Where's skeleton? Let's just close here. Okay, so what I actually want to do still is I want to put colored wool blocks here, because as you can see, you can't see the buttons really. Oh yeah, reset button is down there. Okay, so let's press this one. Okay, so bottom right. Okay, so this one switched. Okay, bottom right, yes. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll pull the signal going this way. Okay, let's do that. Okay, this is a fun place where there is silverfish. Just want to think, how am I going to do this? Okay, this needs to lower a lot more. Okay, doesn't matter. So what we're going to do above here is the signal for the track switching. So in place of the signal going down there, I literally just move it up 2. So I just want to keep the torches there because I want to show you that. Okay, so we're sending the signal there. So reset signal, or no, the signal, the track switch signal. Do I have? Yeah. Redstone still. We'll go down here. Okay, so you will be our first signal, so we'll send it down the line. Let's put a out of repeaters. Okay, and then somewhere or another, let me quickly go grab some repeaters. 1 sec. Okay, so we're actually a bit over time it seems, but let me quickly finish this and then I'll show you. So we'll send the signal down here and send it to the track wherever we want to keep it, send it. Okay, no problem. Okay, already showed you how to switch your signal. This is basically exactly the same. And while this signal is active, right? So if you go up here, so even though we selected this part to where we want to go, this track is still going to let us loop, which we don't want. Okay, so I'll simplify this later, or neatify this. Okay, so what we want to do, okay, so there's a line going above here, but it's switched off at the moment. Okay, so once this signal switches on, this line needs to switch on as well. Okay, but if we do this, okay, now the line is on, so we need to switch it off. Now it's off again, right? I showed you the signal inversion previously. Okay, then we can actually take this away, go there, and then we just send the signal straight into there with a repeater there. Okay, now it's on, so the signal at the top is on now. And let me just do this, go back up here. So now if we go out and we come in, now it will go over here. Once you climb out, the signal over the card will go, it will send this reset signal. Okay, everything resetted now, that's why you heard so many pistons firing, and the signal up here is off, which translates to this track going back into loop, which is perfect, because then we know we have to select a destination before we leave. Otherwise we just go at, depending on what the default for each track is. Each track is unfortunately going to have a default. So yes, so it will loop us until we actually select it. Even if it's that default, the button just won't do anything. So maybe that might be a 10th button or something, or yeah, yes, 10th destination is a default to everything. Or maybe the zombie spawner should be default, since that's our first destination. So if we press this again, it will switch that and go back until we come back with the card, resetting the whole signal. Awesome. So that is perfect. Okay, so we have our 9th button. There we go. Okay, I'll switch out this blocks, because I'll have to pick up the redstone torches and replace them. I'll switch them out with wool. So maybe just white wool for now. I'm not sure if you can actually color wool once it's placed, but otherwise we'll just switch it out as we go. Like zombie spawner will be red, so yeah, red for all the spawners, and mine will, maybe we should make mining black, because usually if people mine, there's a lot of dirt and stuff, or brown, black or dirt, brown, doesn't matter. We'll see. There's 16 colors to choose from. We have 9 destinations, so we're one closest to it. We're not going to have one at the wood farm. We might have one at the slime farm, so that might be a green one. Maybe a zombie should be like orange for rotten flesh. Skeletons should be maybe white, something like that. I'll figure it out off cam. But for now, we have to call it. We're way over time. Sorry about that. Hope you're enjoying this build. I'm enjoying it muchness. Yeah, this was hectic to build, but it was fun at the same time. Oh, and I needed to reroute the hoppers, because this wiring doesn't work properly with the hoppers. So I needed to not let them touch. I hope that redstone signal over there won't affect that, but even though if it stops that, a redstone signal usually stops a hopper from working. It has a whole lot of hoppers to back up, and it will only be on or active while we're at that specific destination. So yes, I'm rambling again, sorry for that. Once again, thank you for joining me, guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers!